Hello everybody, and welcome to the final on the USAC, the third annual USAC build. Of course, we all did the 1955 Ford pickup truck from Monogram, selected by Mr. Matthew Inman. And our particular iteration was from 1994. Not a bad kit. I mean, it had its issues, and there's a funny story we'll talk about in a second. But I mean, we did have trouble lengthening the hood, and we had some really bad problems trying to get the bed on the back there. We had a real hard time assembling the bed. But we discovered that since the chassis had been modified, for the kit, didn't have to do any suspension work to this guy. Just built the whole chassis box stock. Didn't do any modifications to that at all, except for adding the motor mounts for the wicked cool engine we have in there. But the stance is great. We decided to go with a narrow white wall wheel because we were using Steelies, and we wanted to use a like a cream white, a very very pale cream white Steely for the truck. I just thought that looked really really awesome. Mr. Batson said that the truck looked like it was guacamole. I'm like, okay, you know what? That's it. We're going to be calling the truck the Ava-Ford-O. So there we go. But yeah, no, this we wish we'd given ourselves more time to work on this because we had so many surprises towards the end, especially with constructing the box. You can see there's a little bit of a glue booger right there that squeezed out when we were doing final assembly. I didn't notice it, and it's there forever now. So a couple of pilot error issues here and there with this build, but we did do a lot of things like fix that Grand Canyon of a gap there. That's actually a lot better than it was. The bed on this one was warped. I didn't realize how warped it was until we started to actually do the final assembly. And I think if we come around back here, you can see how it's like kind of up on one corner. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of like these sides were bowed in and splaying out at the back there. It just was, I don't know, it wasn't, my version of the kit had some issues that I tried to correct, and didn't 100% go to plan. Let's see here. So we have a 3D printed tailgate we got from our buddy Chuck over at Chuck's Hobby Spot. He gifted us that. Looks amazing. I really like that script on there. A little bit better than the original that comes with the kit. And the original would have been able to open and close, kind of, I don't know, some sort of feature, I guess. But this one's glued in place in order to help hold the box as square as possible. And then over here on the side, you see how it's popped up here a little bit. I can't, yeah, it's like that forever. Let's see here, which is causing the wheel well alignment to be a little bit off of the back there. So that's all builder error stuff, and I just had to keep plowing through in order to get her done. There was no way I could just stop and restart by tearing it apart and starting all over again. But as it turns out, I do have a second kit in the collection, and I remember now, after everything's said and done, I remember now going through this kit when I originally got it and thinking this has some problems. So when we went to Andy's one time, he had another one of these kits on the shelf in his stash that he had purchased. And I thought, okay, I'll buy this other kit here and work on that one because that one was in better shape. Didn't have a twisted frame. The bed box wasn't warped. The hood fit correctly. I started building the wrong kit. this was the junk kit. So yeah, so that's on me. But I did my best with it in the time that I allowed myself for it, which wasn't much. And because I think I was laboring under the delusion that I had the good kit sitting on the bench there, and it should just fall together. From everything that I looked at in the other kit, it looks like that one was actually supposed to be the one that was going to fall together. As a matter of fact, the kit that I found in the stash that's actually the good one actually has the note in it for the build dates. So I was like, well, there's a clue. But this rear wheel is still a little wobbly. There we go. There we go. We have some baby moons on there we got from the parts box. They're actually machined aluminum. I think they're Detail Master. I cannot recall with it because they didn't have a card with them. But I remember seeing those in my parts box, and I was like, "Oh, that's how I have to go." So those caps chose the rims. The rims chose the wheels. That's how that kind of went there. But the color we use on this guy, this nice little avocado color here. This is actually AS29 gray green. This is a Japanese navy color, and that's the base color there. And then the cab, our cab color is actually a AS17. That's a dark green color. So there you go there. That's that guy. That's the cab color. And then it doesn't show up on camera at all unless you get it out in the sunlight. But we did do a TS65 Pearl Clear over the dark green bit on the roof. And then the whiter, lighter color is actually TS7 Racing White. And that's actually a nice little off-white color. Very, very pretty color. And I thought, man, that's just, that triple color combo was just going to be awesome. I do have to give a shout out up here at the front to our good friend over at Rattle Can Shenanigans for gifting us this really cool looking grill. Because we didn't use the V8 in this car, I didn't want to have the V8 grill on there. And yeah, we could have just clipped off the V8 logo that was on there. As a matter of fact, I think it's a separate piece and I could have just left that off. But I thought, nah, we'll just, Ted reached out to me. He's like, I can get you a grill. I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I really liked how it looked. As a matter of fact, I got a grill from Chuck also, from Chuck's Hobby Spot. And I'm like, you know what? I might put that grill in the other build, in the gooder build. But honest to goodness, though, Ted gave us a beautiful piece of artwork for that front there, and I really like how that looks. Let's take a peek under the hood. And I did mostly remember to paint the bottom of the hood this time, except for that one little spot there. So we have the VCG resins, Ford 300 cubic inch, let's see, is it 300 cubic inch? I guess it is 300 cubic inch. Inline 6, and it's got the Cobra speed parts on there, and this is a little bit of a hard camera angle to see down at the bay, because for this vehicle here, it's all about that engine. And let's see. You know what? I'll take it off the pedestal. We'll be right back. There we go. That's a little better, yeah? So, I'll get my big monster meat hook in here. I still have paint on my hand from a tutorial we did last night for the Mafia meeting. But check that out there. That is a beautiful engine. I got the bag of snakes and exhaust coming off the side there. Over here on the driver's side, we got our wiring in. And the wiring and the radiator hose are from our buddies over at ProTech. Actually, this is ProTech part number 1, the yellow wiring, and the radiator hose is ProTech part number 2. So really easy to remember. The engine painted up, we did that in a French blue color. I thought that would look nice in there, because a lot of the research I did had that beautiful blue color that Ford puts on some of their engines. So went with that, went with an orange oil filter for some good contrast. Everything was pretty self-evident about building up this engine here. I really thought it was a great piece of printing. I did send some pictures to Josh over at VCG Resins, and I was like, dude, this thing is amazing. Thank you so much for the cool Cobra idea for the speed parts, because they look really slick on there. But yeah, I was, with that type of stuff that we did with this build, I am so pleased with how this came out. I am not pleased with my own build skills. Obviously, I've regressed on a couple of things there. Let's see, paint work was really hard. I was rushing final assembly here and there, so I have a couple of little mistakes. But we were throwing work at it, like smoothing out the firewall, adding in that strip for the hood, and it's blended in pretty well. I can't really see it very, very easily, but it's blended in pretty well. And then I was having a double of a time with that bed box. I just, I keep having to say that, but I was so surprised by how hard that was to get to fit together. But here's our bed, and that starts off with a TS46, I think it was, which I think is a tan color. And then we just did 2 different washes over the top of that with Tamiya panel liner. We did brown and light brown, and then once that dried, We went over it with a light pass of transparent yellow to give it that nice honey tone look to it, so it came out really, really good. But basically, that's it. We want to say thank you to Mark, Luca, and Matthew Inman for hosting again another successful USAC build. We're going to go ahead and sign off now and go watch your videos. So y'all take it easy, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye now.